Well, to say we live in interesting times, particularly politically, is quite the understatement. It's been a wild few days, particularly in politics and in Washington. So let's start with some of the nominations that Donald Trump has made. Some of his most controversial ones had key votes in the Senate committees on Tuesday. That includes both Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Trump's pick to lead the Health and Human Services Agency, and Tulsi Gabbard, the former Democratic Hawaii Congresswoman who Trump wants to be the director of national intelligence. Now, Republican senators had a lot of concerns about both of these picks for quite some time. For Kennedy, there was the fact that he's pro-choice. Republican senators are pro-life. They don't really particularly like that stance. And then there are some Republicans who felt that either he's even too anti-science for them, and that he didn't even understand the job itself. And look, it did not help that in a recent hearing, he repeatedly mixed up and mixed-matched Medicare for Medicaid and how they worked, even just tactically speaking. On Gabbard, look, there's a lot of questions about her tangled relationships with Russian President Putin, as well as her visits over to Syria during the heyday of the beginning of a civil war. And look, it seems like in the end of the day, Republican senators are just going to go along with what Trump wants. They both narrowly got through their committees. They will now face the full Senate for a full confirmation, and it looks like that may just happen. It just means that these two particular nominations are not hills they're willing to die on. Another hill they're not apparently willing to die on for Republican senators is whether or not to stop Elon Musk for basically taking over the federal government. Musk, of course, is the world's richest man. He's never been elected to anything, yet somehow he became Trump's BFF in the closing weeks of last year's election, and now has been tasked with sort of streamlining the government. Okay, it's always good to look under the hood, but this has all gone down really, really wild. Just consider what happened on Saturday night. It was late on Saturday night, and a group of people that Elon had sort of hired shows up at the Department of the Treasury, unannounced, no plans, nothing else. They say they want to see all kinds of things, including seeing your social security number. This is all pretty sketchy to these security guards. They said, you cannot come in and have these requests. There's no protocol here, but they got denied in the beginning. Eventually they got their way in. They got what they wanted. And then what happened next? No, the Elon folks didn't get in trouble for showing up unannounced to try to take your social security number. The security guards were the ones that are in trouble and were placed on administrative leave. Again, at that point, remember, Musk had not been elected to anything. He had not been appointed to anything. He had not been confirmed to anything. And he wasn't even a federal employee. In fact, on Monday, the White House thought they needed to declare that, okay, he was some sort of special unpaid employee. But that, again, that was well after the fact. So what's going to happen with your social security number? By the way, who knows? But back closer to home, Josh Kraft, the son of billionaire Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, announced on Tuesday he was going to run for Boston mayor, a city he moved in about a year and a half ago. It's a challenge incumbent mayor, Michelle Wu, in a campaign kickoff. What was interesting about that kickoff is he wasn't really so much attacking her policies, in fact, some of which, like on rent control, he agrees with. He was really attacking her character, saying she has an inability to listen, and she already has her mind made up on what she wants to do, and she's not been an effective leader on whatever issues that came forward from X, Y, or Z. But this is set up, the Boston mayor's race is set up to be the marquee contest for Massachusetts in 2025, and something we will all be watching play out in the coming year. I'm political reporter James Pindell, and these are my 3 political things.
For daily access to Boston Globe Today, all segments and episodes are available on demand in the Boston Globe app by clicking Watch.